The Spin-off Podcast Network.
This is Kiwi is back for a brand new season with more inspiring kōrero from special guests including rugby player, father and role model TJ Perenara.
My family bring me joy. Rugby brings me joy too, but it's not the same joy as my family brings me.
And global dancer and choreographer Kirsten Dodgen.
For some reason, people think I'm very intimidating.
Listen to the new season of This is Kiwi, brought to you by the Spin-off Podcast Network in collaboration with KiwiBank. Available now wherever you get your podcasts.
Kia ora, I'm Alex Casey, senior writer at The Spin-off. We wouldn't exist without the ongoing support of our generous members. If you're able to, you can make a donation at thespinoff.co.nz/donate.
Please stay calm. This is an emergency. Please stay calm. This is an emergency.
I'm not calm.
No.
How could we be calm? We just watched 3.5 minutes of like a supercut of not us, but you.
Well, a tiny bit of me.
So much you, Jane.
Sprinkling.
So much you. But it's just like, I think okay, first, so many questions.
What about first, kia ora, welcome to the Real Pod. Thank you for joining us. We're getting together in an emergency state because the supertease for the Treasure Island Fans vs. Faves has just dropped and we've just seen it and we are...
I don't think it's overstating it to say that we're fizzing at the bung.
I have not heard that for a very long time, but yeah, that's appropriate.
So, do they normally do this?
Yes.
Well,
They did last year. I'm not sure about the year before.
Jane and I did a viral TikTok reacting to the last one, didn't we, Jane?
It depends on how you define viral, but we did do a TikTok.
I wouldn't say viral so much as a 5-minute long TikTok.
So moving along then, they just look really intense. I feel like, I mean, obviously the last season was quite full on, but just the level of emotional devastation of being broken down into your component pieces and not knowing whether you'll be back together again, that just was very, very palpable.
Yeah, I mean, I watched that and I'm like, thank God I'm still alive.
And you've got a lovely haircut now.
I have, thank you. But like I like look at my body and go, yes, I'm still here after that experience because like watching that, you're like, do people make it out alive from that?
It doesn't vibe that way.
It's weird to see you dry, you know, on this camera and not covered in some kind of mud or paint or dirt.
Yeah.
Slime?
Yeah.
Slime?
Is there slime?
There was all sorts. There was no gunge. I don't know. I don't think that's a spoiler. But there was heaps of moist stuff, heaps of goopy stuff, loads of it.
Thank God. What are we going to do? Are we going to go through it bit by bit?
Well, tell us what stood out to you, I guess, because for me it's it's very different from doing it last year. Like there's bits of it that I'm like not surprised to see in there at all. There are bits where I'm like, there's a bit where someone, I think it's Lance, looks like he's peeking through our camp, like spying. And I'm like, I have no idea what that is, when that is.
Oh my gosh.
Like, what's he doing? And I'm going to say this 1,000 times over, I don't know what I don't know, in the same way that, you guys are seeing things for the first time. Most of that I'm seeing for the first time too.
Wow. I mean, there's so much. I mean, I think the most important thing to discuss is Matty McLean Meltdown 2.0.
Yeah.
The Barbara Kendall, dramatic moment we had from, was it 2019 season? Obviously, Matty's come into this with a lot to prove, and it looks like our boy's going to crack again, and then seemingly melt during a challenge.
You were previous to seeing this, you were like, it's so nice to see Matty just like happy on the island again. And it's like, okay, keep watching.
It looks like quite a serious sort of medical event potentially that we're dealing with.
I couldn't possibly comment, but yes.
Wow. I mean, so much.
Yeah, the thing that struck me was the level of rancor among the fans.
Yes.
Like, because normally when it's the celebrities doing that, that they've got things going on and
they're kind of like also aware of the performance element,
that's
right?
what I mean. Like it's on some level of performance. And they, they'll be doing like sassy lines, and it's just it's everyone's aware on some level it's a show. Whereas with the fans, you get the feeling like this is just like an ugly episode that will leave wounds that won't heal on set.
Yeah.
And you just have to live with one another.
And I don't think it's probably like spoiling anything also to say that I feel the Faves are at a huge advantage having done it before because, knowing how to work a camera and all that, and kind of being self-aware and checking themselves, knowing what it's like to have been through an edit and that sort of thing. Whereas for us, all new territory, very real emotions.
So raw.
Very real tension.
So
With that
raw.
said, I think the most well-delivered performed line and the most visually striking is, don't know the names yet, the blonde fan.
Anna.
Saying, wait for me to finish talking. And her eyes, her piercing eyes at that poor soul. Is it Dame Susan Devoy's son?
It is Dame Susan Devoy's son.
Is the standout line of the entire teaser, and I am so excited to see her in action because she is, fiery.
That scene is going to be wild.
It feels very physically, like obviously there are always sort of some challenges and some moments that are physical endurance, but this had this there was that thing where you're sort of battling over a life buoy or something, and it just had this kind of this is uncomfortably close to just fighting, and I loved it.
I can say nothing. I can say so bad because, I definitely can say more when it airs, but I don't want to. I just, it's coming. It's so close now. In fact, tomorrow at the launch party, a select few people get to see it, which includes the cast and TVNZ and their clients, I guess, but also the cornies who won the prize to come along. And then for everyone else, Monday night's the night.
It's
So
so
it's not far
exciting.
to go now. It's so close.
The magical rocks, Jane. I can't believe you didn't mention the magical rocks. You have been very
I'm not
good.
allowed to mention.
You've been very good at
mention the
keeping
magical
secrets.
Very jewel-like. I also thought that the challenges looked like they had leveled up again in terms of just chaos and the level of infrastructure and just how debilitating they were from the last Northland season. Is that fair to say?
Having not actually experienced the Northland season, I was extremely impressed by them. And IRL, it's not like some sort of camera trickery that makes them look fancier than they are. Like IRL, these things are contraptions,
That one that's like a giant windmill with things you've got to knock out in the middle.
Yeah.
It's it was crazy. It looked like Midsummer, like crazy invention. Loved it.
I know. And it's not like there's not, some people making the wheel turn manually. That's automated. They really put some thought and money into
There's some
those
engineering going on. Also, you got a little bit of weather while you're over there.
Got a little bit of a weather, yeah. Storm was a brewing.
Was that terrifying? Because a tropical storm's no small thing.
Yeah.
You're exposed. You're in the elements, I understand it.
Yeah, we're in the elements. Oh, I just can't wait. I'm just I'm so excited for you to see it, but I'm so excited to talk about it. I'm so excited. Is there anything else? Look at who's on there. Is there anything that anyone said that, aside from Anna and her piercing eyes, is there anything that kind of makes you want to know more?
Well, I'm interested in Jane Yee saying, everyone wash your back.
I, too, am interested in that. I don't remember saying it.
That's
I
crazy.
really don't.
That's crazy.
I really, really don't.
Because it's quite a thing to say.
I know. I have no idea what the context of that is.
I was interested in Dame Susan Devoy. Who took my rock? Put my rock back. Suggests we're going to get some more great Dame Susie D viral moments.
In her little teasers that she's been doing ahead, the ones that Celebrity Trio and Instagram account have put out, it's like she's been saying, "Oh, I've learned from last time. I'm going to try not to be such a potty mouth, and I'm going to try, And I was like, okay. Okay, let's see how that goes.
You tried. The general thing that I got from that was yes, you're right about the starry blonde eyes, but just so many people had moments where they're, as you said, Alex, sodden and grubby and fluid, a non-specific fluids situation. But also that there's just a level of kind of wrecked, crazed, paranoid emotion that is clearly unstaged or unstageable. There's just it felt like people went to places really, really and truly.
I think that's fair to say. And the crazy thing is because, like, people in the corner are speculating, like, well, if Jane got used to the cameras, she was probably there for a long time. It is unbelievable how quick that shit happens. Like, it's unbelievable how quick you get used to the cameras. It's unbelievable how quick you fall apart. It's unbelievable how quick, like, strategizing starts. I feel like it's a smaller cast, so it's 16 castaways rather than 21. And so the game everyone just got onto it much quicker than I've witnessed in previous seasons. Like, the game playing started just straight away. So you don't have to worry about kind of just like coasting through that lovey-dovey get to know you stuff.
There's no nice bit.
No, there are definitely nice bits. There are for sure nice bits, but it just is much, it just gets off a bit quicker.
Wow. I love that bit, Jane, where you are seemingly trying to keep the peace and saying something like, we can all still be mates and get along, and then son of Suze is like, nah.
I was dreaming, wasn't I?
That was amazing. You're right. That was such a freaky moment because, like, you're doing normal diplomatic kind of pod mum, let's all, team of 5 million stuff, which is just...
Actually, I hear there's a job going.
I also hear this. Never too late.
I think that I'm not. Once you see me on the island, I don't qualify.
It's a disqualifying performance. But he that whip fast response from him, you're like, oh, because just like because you're doing the normal thing, and he's just like, no, absolutely not.
No.
And no one can. If someone's there, that's not recoverable. Like that was just had an air of finality to it. Good.
Also, great hats. Have we mentioned, obviously, the Real Pod hat that you're wearing on arrival? The corn hat. Yep. Very limited run. 1 of 3, I believe. Maybe 4. I think Tina maybe made one for herself as well.
She did. The 4th Beatle.
And...
in a lot of ways.
Still watching Get Back and still loving it, by the way. And also, Jane... There is a moment where you are doing like aeroplane around the beach and you appear to be wearing what can only be described as Chris Parker's baby pink hat from a previous season.
I wouldn't call it baby pink. I'd definitely call it like salmon-y pink.
Okay.
Yeah. Fact check.
You'd know.
Okay. Yeah. Admission. So that was donated by Chris Parker to the Real Pod Museum.
Wow.
When he came in.
Because I looked at the book with the withdrawals and the the lending book. I don't remember seeing any.
Well, the interesting thing is it never
countersigned notation.
It never made it
for a loan to anyone else's private collection.
Yeah, it never made it. It never got inputted. It has been at my
house. It's like the height of the century in a lot of ways.
Yeah, it's actually very clever because you can't steal what never made it into the museum in the first place. Borrowed it. I thought the luck might rub off on my head.
The rub might.
Luck off. You luck off.
All of those things. One more thing I want to add. It's like the yacht at the beginning. Did you not notice that we all arrived in on a yacht?
No, I didn't notice that.
Did you not notice?
I was too distracted by your hat.
Okay, we arrived on a yacht.
Like a super yacht.
I mean, no, but there's a story to the whole yacht thing that, again, I can't wait to share.
But below deck sailing boat or whatever.
There was just like... Skipper was a character unto himself. I don't know if he'll make it onto the show. I'm not sure. I feel like that's just part of the opening sequence, and so he probably won't. But wow, that was one of the highlights of my entire journey was being on that boat with that skipper.
Excited to hear more.
It's a super tease, like of it all of its own. That's going to be exclusive to the Real Pod. You won't get that on the show. So make sure that you're listening to the Real Pod as we recap every single second of Treasure Island Fans versus Faves over the coming weeks.
All the wild insider stuff. I'll be learning stuff along with you, and I promise I won't spoil anything critical to the show, but I will definitely give you some background information. Love it.
Thanks for listening. Thank you, Samuel. Thanks, Alex.
Thanks, Jane.
Thanks, Duncan. Thanks, Cornies, and thanks to the spin-off members for being the fucking best.
Do you find it hard staying optimistic with all the financial news in the media? I'm Bernard Hickey, and on my podcast, When the Facts Change, I'm here to help you navigate the ever-changing landscape of economics in Aotearoa. So join the conversation every Friday on When the Facts Change, brought to you by the Spin-Off Podcast Network in partnership with KiwiBit.
Talofa Lover. I'm Madeline Chapman, editor at The Spin-Off. If you have the means, consider supporting our high-quality journalism by becoming a Spinoff member. Sign up now at thespinoff.co.nz/donate.
The Spinoff Podcast Network.